Hey guys, welcome back to the Grant Mitt Podcast, episode number 123. In this episode, I'm going to be breaking down how to avoid burnout and ultimately live a better, more fulfilling life. Burnout was something that I struggled with massively in 2018 and 2019. I was working 7 days a week. I was on 20 to 30 calls a day. I was running around like a madman. And it was a very challenging but exciting time in my life. And I was trying to figure out, it's like, is this normal? And at first I was like, okay, this is an entrepreneurship life. I need to just be tougher. And so I learned how to manage working a lot better. And I learned how to manage my emotions better. I learned how to handle stress. But then I was like, how do you just eliminate it? Why do you have to be burnt out? And if you study really successful people, they seem so energized. And I think it's because they're so passionate and excited about what they're doing. A key thing to know is that winning creates unlimited energy. Losing is miserable. And doing things that you don't like to do or that's miserable is at any level is never supposed to feel good. And so when I learned this and accepted it, I built a whole process and basically a set of non-negotiables that I stick to help me live better, think better, and make clear decisions. And I'm going to give it to you. And I'm going to start with the basics. Okay. Number one is protecting your daily energy. If you want to make big money, you can't constantly be spinning like a hamster on a hamster wheel. You can't be working 24/7, 365 because you only have so much time. No matter how talented you are, you need people, systems, capital, automations, and things in place that increases you and your business's output. But you can't pour from an empty glass. It starts with the basics. Number one, get 8 hours of sleep and prioritize it. No matter how backed up against the wall you are, no matter how much crunch time it is, you have to make sure you are sleeping. Even Elon Musk talked about how he tried to sleep 3-4 hours and he realized that if he doesn't get at least 6.5 hours, his brain literally, even though he has more hours, the output is lower. Invest in yourself. Like what you're doing right now, you're taking time out of your day to listen to this podcast, to better yourself. This is going to fill and energize your mind and make you smarter, make you feel more fulfilled, and recenter you. You can do this through reading. You can do this through podcasts, mentorship, walking, working out. For example, one of the things I started doing recently is I started doing red light sauna. And so I go 3 to 5 times a week. And just that 20 to 30 minutes, I'll meditate, I'll get red light therapy, I'll be in a sauna, it gets all the toxins out of my body. I feel supercharged. I feel like a new person. And so things like that, I'm spending $150 a month for the membership. I'll get that back 100 times over because I'll think better, I'll be more creative. So invest in your health daily. That's when you look at a lot of really successful people. They're nuts with working out, with wellness, with meditation. These things can change your life. A simple rule that you can do is I've done this for the last, 10 years and it's changed my life, is just spend 30 minutes a day pouring into yourself. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Stay away from people and just invest in your mental health. Reading, meditating, learning, developing. Because anything above 0 compounds and it's going to make your life better. Second is focus on high leverage moves. What creates levers? And we've talked about this in scaling: content, capital, collaboration, and code. Okay, content, like for example, I have content online. That's how you guys are watching this. I'm not repeating this same podcast over to 100,000 people. For the rest of my life, and even when I pass away in hopefully 100 plus years, people will be able to still listen to this even though I'm not there. That increases my leverage and output. If you have people that work for you that are calling, running, and scheduling appointments, you only have so much time in the day. What does that do? That increases the amount of potential prospects that your company can talk to, therefore can earn more money. Next, which is make sure your money is working harder than you are working for yourself. There's no point of working your ass off for the next 20 years only to never actually let your money work for itself. The key is every time you make money, convert 10 to 50% of that money or more into assets that go up in value and produce cash flow. You do this, you will build wealth. That is how you eliminate burnout. If you can get wealthy and your money's working for you, you will not have to work so much for yourself. I think it was Rockefeller said, don't be so busy that you don't have enough time to make money. You need to focus on high leverage tasks. There's someone I'm working with closely that does really well, that has a business that does over 300 million. And he's like, man, Grant, I'm going nonstop. And one of the things I told him is like, we need to hire you a chief of staff that is so good that you question if she should run the damn company herself. Because you need to focus on one thing, raising the next $100 million to go scale your business. And he's like, dude, you're right. I shouldn't be worrying about this meeting and this problem and this escalation. I need to hire someone to do that. And when you delegate with talented people who are just as good, if not better than you, everything changes. Because each day you start with a finite amount of energy. And so every decision, every phone call, every wasted argument, every wasted problem, every fire that you got to put out, all it does is drains more and more of your energy, which makes you less creative and able to actually create other things. This is so key, but we have to protect our energy. A simple thing that you could do is do the 1 month test. Okay. If you disappeared from your entire business and life for 1 month, would everything disappear? Would you still make money? Would everything still be standing when you came back? If the answer is no, then you need to rebuild your operation. Say, for example, a lot of times people assume that I'm just making content all day long and I'm on my social media nonstop. It's not. Like you guys will start seeing with my vlogs on my YouTube, I go to the studio once a week. I record for an hour and a half. Besides that, I shoot content for about 50 to 60 minutes in a week, if that. And if it's a vlog, I just have a videographer and I act like I normally would in life, so nothing's different. I don't know how to edit anything. Once that's done, I send to my editors. I jump on a call with my editor maybe once a week, if not every 2 weeks. They send me the stuff. Most of them is posted automatically. So I don't have to do anything. So I produce with 1 hour of sitting 15 to 20 pieces of short form content plus a long form piece of content that can be seen for the next 100 years. That's increasing my output. I'm not sitting there editing. I don't need to learn how to edit. I don't need to learn how to be a videographer. I can hire and delegate people to do the same. Okay, so a good thing that you can do is not even start with your business, but start with your personal life and make a list of 3 key areas that you do right now in your personal life that you could delegate. I'll give you a few ideas. Grocery store. Mine is like 1 or 2 times. I don't think I've been in a grocery store in the last 5 years. I order everything. If I'm out of town, like I was just in Dallas, I was coming back to Austin. As I was about to get on my flight, I literally got on my phone. I ordered groceries. By the time I got to my house, I had groceries waiting outside my door. It saved me 2 to 3 hours of my time and, most importantly, my energy. Washing your clothes, folding your clothes is not fun. You can delegate that time. So what I want you to do is identify at least 3 things that you do in your life that you don't like and waste your energy and doesn't make you money. Then I want you to go find someone to delegate it to and total up the amount of money that it would cost to delegate it and the amount of hours in a month that you would get back. So for example, if you have to spend an extra $500 a month to delegate all of these items, but it saves you 12 hours, you can then redirect those 12 hours to making money, scaling and growing your business, and finding new clients. I was talking to someone, she has a dog business. They watch dogs, they train dogs, they take them out on excursions so they're happy or things like that. And we started identifying, her having to go pick up her kids. Well, she loves her kids. It's in the middle of the day and it kind of throws it off. And she has to do it about 3 times a week. For whatever reason, that's how she has it set up. So a simple thing I told her is let your kids download Uber, put it on a company credit card, and have them or yourself pre-schedule a driver to pick them up. It'll cost $30, $40 a day, 3 times a week. That's $120 times 4. Let's say that's $400 to $500 a month. Then I asked her one simple thing. So she would get back, let's say 12 to 16 hours right there. I'd say, how much is one client in revenue per month? She said, $600. And I go, all you have to do to replace that entire amount of time is close one client and assume that they don't come back. That's all you have to do. And she's like, damn. And I was like, how many more clients do you think you could get if you had 16 more hours to gain more clients? She's like, a lot. I go, let's think if you added 5. That's $3,000 extra, $36,000 extra a year for just investing. So you could turn $5,000 into $36,000 of revenue. Just like that. Why? Because she bought back her time. She didn't necessarily need to go buy or go hire this big time assistant or driver and do all these extra things. All she had to do is just simply get on the Uber app, schedule something with her kids, figure out a process, and then scale it. That's all she had to do. So first, delegate the things that don't make you happy. Number 3, make sure that you protect your ears, okay? And be around people who think like you and are better than you. One of the things that I've started doing is I'm trying to elevate. Had a lot of success early on. That's great and all. But I was like, man, I want to elevate to the next level. I need to be around people that are so good that they make me question what the hell I even think about. And being around those people gives me peace. As I was literally about to jump on the sand, one of my friends texted me that runs, it's about to be an 8-figure athleisure brand. And he's like, hey, how is this working with links versus the automations here? Like, what do you think is better? And I'm like, oh, try this. He's like, hey, do this. And we're feeding off of each other. I have a friend also that's raising $100 million. I'm going to find out how he's doing it, who he's connected with, what the pitch deck looked like. I'm seeing stuff that I would never see if I wasn't connected with those people. And so whether it's a group of entrepreneurs in your community, whether it's some type of mentorship group, whether it's some free thing that you could do. I mean, for example, one of my friends, Sean Kelly, he has a big podcast and he's big on social media. I became friends with him back before COVID. Now, he put a group chat together of like 600 people that have been on his podcast. I could be like, hey, I'm in Scottsdale. What's the best restaurant? They're like, oh, go to Toca Madera. I'm like, does anybody have the manager's number? Bam. They send me the manager's number. All of a sudden, I'm at Toca Madera. So it's like things like that help you protect your mind and stop you from doing things that cause burnout. Life isn't complicated. A lot of people are like, how do I manage these emotions? Stop doing shit that doesn't make you happy. You don't have to like accounting. You don't have to like setting appointments. You don't have to like administrative work. You can literally delegate these things or automate it. For example, you can go hire guys a $4 to $5 per hour virtual assistant from a different country. You can create a standard operating procedure for that task. You can do this with your family. You can do this with husband, your wife. You can do it with anybody. And build a process, delegate it to other people. Then you get to sit there and think and go, what should I do with my life? I have an extra 20 hours a week. And this will make you feel happier. Stop trying to do more with less. Just gain back more time by not doing things that don't actually serve your life and your business. Backtrack when we talk about my story when I was learning how to delegate, and even when I went into my first business, by the second year, I'd finally learned how to actually be a CEO and delegate with managers and with leaders and with automation and systems and processes. And I remember looking at my phone and going, why am I not getting any calls? And then suddenly I woke up and was like, deal. And the company was growing and scaling. And as I've started to make more money and become more successful, I keep getting these question marks like, what do I do? I'm not doing anything and I'm making money. Why is this the case? Because I'm scaling and increasing my output. You have to do the same, right? For example, there's a girl that I work with. She has this affiliate type business where she's partnered with this big company and she brings people, at a high scale to the thing, and she's doing good. She's making like 15K a month or so. But she's like, Grant, I send 600 DMs a day. I'm like, 600? She's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, what if we could 10x that output and you do nothing? She was like, Grant, don't tell me things like that unless it's true. And I was like, okay, well, how much do you make a month? She starts going through everything. I'm like, what do you want to make? We figured out, okay, let's go hire 4 virtual assistants or even 10 virtual assistants, or better yet, incorporate AI and connect open source OpenAI to Go High Level to Meta, and it can be in your DMs continually actually communicating with people and setting appointments. She's like, what? And I walked through how to do all of that. And now her output just in the last like 3 to 4 weeks has increased drastically because she only has so much time. Now she feels better. She's more creative. She's focusing on hiring better people, scaling, being more creative with her business, training the people that actually work under her instead of actually just DMing 600 people a day. This didn't take her doing something crazy. It took actually using your brain. Same thing I just had for some of you guys that are in my private community, the inner circle. I have someone named Santiago that I've been working with for the past like 6 to 8 weeks. He is one of the best salespeople I've came across. And if you've been in sales and you're an entrepreneur, you know when someone's good. And he made about $375K last year. I met with him 2 times, and in 2 hours, we figured out how to 5X his business. I just had him on. He said, Grant, I'm going to make $1.3 million this year. $1.3 million. I didn't teach him anything other than renegotiating and changing the strategy on his business. So partnering with different contractors, renegotiating his stuff, which made him earn 4x per deal, changing his lead strategy, and then hiring sales reps and building out systems. And just that alone, from 2 meetings, he's already like 4x his monthly income. And you can do the same. He is working less now and he's making 4 times the money. Why does that happen? Because he's not wasting his intelligence, his energy, and his capabilities on the wrong task. You should do the same. Life and the market does not reward work ethic. It doesn't reward even talent in one area. It rewards output. If you have 100 people operating at an A level, you're going to make more money than one person operating at the highest MVP type level. Why? Because you're impacting and solving more problems in the marketplace. That is the secret. So I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. If you're an entrepreneur, I just started a private business community. Click the link below to join for free for 7 days. And I'm also bringing on a few entrepreneurs to join my inner circle, which is basically a group of small 6, 7, and 8-figure entrepreneurs where we mentor, help, and scale and grow their business. The link is below. You can go to grantmittcoaching.com or DM me the word business, and I'll shoot you over the link. Hope you guys have an incredible week. As always, thanks for the support, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks, guys.